Hello everyone, this is Dr. Sofia Beloka. I'm a success performance coach, exercise physiologist, and I have created the uplifting thyroid program and the healthwin.com, also online coaching program. So I will speak in English even if it's not my mother tongue. Hello Katerina, hello Dimos. And so I'll speak in English even if it's not my mother tongue, but it's among my 7 languages that I'm talking. So if I talk slow or not very good pronunciation, you understand why. Therefore, hi Natasha, hi Tazari, hi Yanis, hello everyone that you're following. So, hello Aliki. I would, the occasion of this video was also a post that I did on my Facebook, and also there was a discussion, and accidentally or with a very good timing, also I happened to have like a client today that we were working together on his chronic stress and chronic pain, and as we were going a bit deeper in order to resolve the pain, and see what is really behind that and improve also his fitness performance, there we had an interesting discussion. So the title of this live, as you see, is how our health challenges can be also our tool, or we can use it as our power in order to become more and optimize our performance, our wealth, health, love, and our success. Because this is really possible if we so choose, and there is really a group of people around, not necessarily is everybody like that or has these targets, among these included me, that at one point of our life we occurred with a health challenge. Other people had like extra kilos and like an obesity, or like other people got anorexic, other people had chronic stress, other people had chronic pain, hormonal disbalances. My issue was since I was 17 with esophageal achalasia, and we really, hi Catherine, we really, sometimes we occur in this with these health challenges just because from our childhood or later we don't really see very obviously, or we neglect, or we play the blind game. We don't see like the potentials that there are in us, and as we don't dare, or we don't know the steps or how to be at the top of our game on our performance, other fitness performance, work performance, love performance, financial performance, business performance. Something happened in my house, I don't know what. So fitness performance, overall performance, not necessarily fitness, but also like career performance, and love and finance and wealth and success. We might not see the potentials that there are. So in order to go and towards the top, so a lot of people work, make the whole work, try to play it right, and just before going on the top, instead of going up, they roll back downwards, because again, out of fear, out of sabotage, out of not experience, out of not feeling comfortable, for various reasons. And then we get into a repetitive pattern that appears with various forms. I'm sure that everyone who does this understands what I'm saying, or clicks a bell, or reminds you of somebody. And maybe some of you that you don't deal with this pattern, because not everybody belongs in the same group, of course, doesn't make any sense, and that's very respective. And we are not here to convince anyone, but even if 1 or 2 people are, hello Hussein, even 1 or 2 people understand and feel what we're talking about, and it makes sense and find help in that, then I am doing my work. So so maybe like obesity is like an obvious case because it can be seen, and I wouldn't say either obesity is a bad or good thing. I always consider like a health challenge is like a blessing and an awakening, depending on how we want to see it. Therefore, also my health challenge, it took me some years to understand, and after a lot of searching and a lot of treatments and methods tried, couldn't make any sense. Hello, my lovely coach Dihesa. Couldn't make any sense. Therefore, I put my attention in other ways, except the West medicine, but also alternative methods. And after a lot of efforts and look and research, I could find step by step some explanations until I saw at one moment how myself I had provoked this pathology, because it was protecting me from something that I wouldn't dare or I didn't want to perform with. So, and this at the beginning was appearing like an obstacle in my fitness prevention, because my fitness performance. So it was an obstacle that I couldn't continue and I couldn't overcome after a specific limit when I was a professional athlete. Back when I was a student in track and field, in 100 meters hurdles in athletics. And later it came up also like my exams in university, various forms of university studies and jobs later. And it came up at a moment where I made personally a choice to see like, okay, this health challenge either will destroy me or will benefit me. So either I will let it destroy me, or either I will use it for my personal development and my empowerment. So this is how I start using my health challenge as my power. And this is how I start making various leaps in various fields of my life. While before I was thinking like, okay, if I have a good job, or if I have the great love life of my life, great relationship, I can adapt with a medium work or with a medium income or living in a medium country. While when I finally saw how this health challenge was getting and helping me into my power, I finally understood that I deserve to have it all. And I created, just by recognizing the reality behind my health challenge, I created leaps in various aspects of my life. And this can be, as I can mention you, it's funny because every month I create a leap, and the final stage is I have a 5 figures business for the first time. I have a lovely relationship. I am doing great in my fitness performance. I have a business that grows and grows. And my health, of course, my health challenges, my health symptoms are very quiet for now. So this is how I created this effect to use my health challenge towards my power. And this is something that you don't see in me. If you meet me, you don't recognize that I have a health challenge or something. But this is the same. I work with people who have chronic pain, chronic stress, or extra kilos. And while they come to me with justification, or I would like to do personal coaching or personal fitness with you. Hello, Debbie. Because I would like to lose kilos, or I would like to decrease my pain. And when we go and we evaluate first the stress levels and the scores of their stress and what kind of stress we really have for that client, and we go and we also check which exactly physiological system is more affected, So you can have like a pain on your esophagus like I had, but then a specific test shows what specific physiological system is the root cause behind the pain in achalasia or esophageal. And then this gives us also the specific chakra. So the chakras, if you're accustomed with, let's call them like energy centers on your spinal cord, where give you flow and energy and performance. So it also demonstrates which organs, hello Mike, which organs, which muscles, which hormones, which emotions are simultaneously affected, and what kind of intensity of exercise, what kind physical exercise, what kind of mind fitness exercise, and what kind of emotional fitness exercise we can use in order to bring the homeostasis and the health again in the person. But of course, what we need is the 100% commitment of the person that is going to do the work. Because if somebody is like 7 to 10, but 70% engaged, like I have some people who came to me to do the coaching, this is not going to work no matter how much I have a vision and I want them to see, to leap and be where they deserve to be. And they can be, because we have seen it with research, with facts, and with cases. Even when we were doing research, academic research and experimental clinical research, like Mihalis, we have some work to do then. Thanks for watching. So when we're doing also clinical research in back in the hospital, when we were doing my PhD in my research, we were checking also how, and this can be really a bit strange to you because maybe you're not familiar with these terms like a sympathetic nervous system, parasympathetic nervous system, stress, and exercise physiology. But we could see when people were leaping and making great performance, when they had also the combination of the body fitness, and when behind the body fitness we could see how this chronic pain was evaluated with mind exercises and emotional and heart exercises, and how the sympathetic system, which is our stressors and hormones that are stressful hormones for the sympathetic nervous system, were calming down. So that's why in my coaching clinic I don't do only physical fitness, body physical fitness, but also we approach, as I call it, a 3D fitness on body, mind, and heart, because all these three aspects we can, even if we want, we cannot divide them, we cannot separate them. They all belong together. How do you, Katarina? So let's take an example of an obese person, like a client that I had, and she came to me with a target to lose like 10 kilos. So this person, to lose those 10 kilos, had to be really committed to do the work on a fitness level, physical fitness level, but also go back and do deep work on how she was thinking, or how she was feeling, and what was this coming up, how these were coming up during the physical performance, during the physical exercises, because that was the key aspect that we had to go back and resolute, and to go deeper than the body. So this lady did lose 10 kilos in 6 months, because she had work to do on the mind and the heart level, that affected on the physical. Because when our mind and our heart are not congruent, so our mind says that something is correct, and our heart says that I desire something else, then the body is misaligned and protests with pain, or with stress, or with whatever other is made for everybody. For me, for example, it was my heartburns and my spasms due to achalasia esophageal. For another person, for this lady, for example, it was to put a weight around her as an obstacle from the challenges or the reality that we don't dare to face. Yes, Debbie, you also see that with stroke patients, and 90 to 100% get the results they want. Right, thank you, Debbie. Love yourself enough to do it. Yes, indeed. That's another objection I have with people, because I often disagree about what is really self-love. That's for another live. And so last, in summary, when we do this leap on this performance level, on this three dimension, I can give you examples of a person today, a client of mine. We tried to go back deep, and he was like, oh, no, I cannot go so deep. And this is respected, but this shows not 100% commitment, because supposedly that you want to get rid of your pain or to use your health challenge as your power to get what's your target, then you really need 100% commitment. So there was nothing really further that you can do if the person is not ready. While the people who are ready have, for example, experienced in hours of seconds, when we saw what was the blockage during the exercise, but again, during the deeper work, they manifested that house that they wanted to buy, that house that they wanted to rent. And another client, Isabel, she was proposed to become a vice president for her European organization here in Brussels. And another girl, another lady that I deeply love, and I work with her very close. She had always the impression that she's never gonna get the right partner, because strangely everybody wants this sexy, skinny, with big boobs girl. And doing this deep work, she manifested a guy that sees her exactly like the most wonderful woman in the world. And she's not the fitness model with the fake big boobs or skinny of the pictures or what the marketing wants us to believe. And this has also other balances in other aspects, like losing automatic weight, decrease your pain, decrease your stress. Because when we find the real cause, there will be wonderful results. And I will finish with this last case of a girl that I know. So we were working together, and she was contracted by a big European organization suddenly out of the blue to make a big, huge work. So she was demanding about this work all the time. Why can I be? How can I be? And suddenly, after many months, this big contract came out of the blue for her. So the job started. She had like a month to complete this work. And suddenly, this work became for her. She was saying it was very boring. It was meaningless. She was obliged to stay on the chair for many long hours, and her back was in pain. She couldn't find the meaning anymore, and how silly work that with no right criteria this job was done. And whenever she was triggered, guess what she was doing? I'm sure you recognize it, but for her it was unusual. Whenever she was triggered and bored to start the task, she was going to the fridge, opening the fridge to see what's in the fridge, to have a bite or have a drink. So this was repeating and repeating and repeating for days and days. She was coming to the training, and she was always annoyed and pissed off, and her fitness program also was not advancing. So we had to go back, because as I was saying yesterday to my other life, our fitness attitude shows us what is our life behavior. So, since he was not progressing in your fitness training, we went back and to see what was going on. And she couldn't relate how the stress at her work and how that trigger was related with her fitness. So anyway, we did the right exercises to bring her at that situation in order later, after the physical fitness exercises, to do the mind fitness exercises and then go even deeper to the right heart exercises and specify the problem, which was. So if this girl, imagine, hadn't done the work, she would have remained into the self-belief and sabotage that, hi Christopher, thanks for recognizing and loving my accent. As very original, Scottish. So imagine if this girl had stayed at that upper level, she would consider still that this work was meaningless. Maybe she would eat whatever she would find in the fridge or drink in order to avoid the triggers of the boredom she was saying she was having. Maybe she wouldn't deliver again that kind of contract and she would do a shitty job. But her attitude during your fitness obliged us to go back. That's why, of course, you need to have a right coach. Obliged us to go back and go deeper. And her trigger, finally, at the end, after all this process that took about 10 minutes, but she was committed to do the work, showed that her self-sabotage in academics and her CV, because she was not believing how great her CV was, how great her academics was, this sabotage came up, and she couldn't find the worth that this organization could find in her big CV in order to give her and put her responsibility to deliver this big contract. So whenever she was using the excuse behind this big fear and sabotage that I'm not worthy, she was using the excuse. And this is a psychic. You don't realize that we're doing this. It's very deep and subconscious. She was using the excuse. This is so boring. So let's go to the fridge to see what's happening. Let's see what we're eating today. Let's see what sweet there is today to quiet my boredom or my stress. Instead, she managed to leap. She managed to do the deep work because she really wanted to do it, because she could see that it was repetitive from previous other experiences that she had. And once she recognized what was happening, and there was a ritual and some other fitness exercises to bridge this leap, the assignment that she had leaped very quickly. She delivered the results that were expecting from her very fast, instead of being boring and procrastinating. And then her colleagues recognized her and gave her congratulations, like, oh my God, what a great job you did. I didn't do this kind of level of job. I learned so many things from you, and thank you so much for working together, because I learned a lot from you. And she got a payment for 5 figures. And she did the leap just in 10-15 minutes. So there are people who can use their health challenges to their power in order to do the leap and perform on all levels. So yes, if you are in a situation where you also have a health challenge or a chronic pain or a chronic stress, and you know that you can use it somehow differently, and you don't want this to stop you from having a great family life quality, a great financial independence, a great love relationship, a great success or enjoyment in your life, there are ways in order to do it through overall fitness performance. And if you wish that we can check what is your own obstacle or this your own power behind this health challenge, you can PM me or comment below or send me a message, and I will contact you, and we can have some chat or some face-to-face or live through Skype communication. Thank you very much for listening. I love that I saw so many people, and I will definitely be back and keep you some company. Take care.